Hi, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the ideas that we shared in our group on Wednesday night. And one of them was this whole thought about dealing with and holding competing feelings, like, for example, happiness and joy, and then pain and grief and loss. And when people are going through these stages of trying to figure out how to leave somebody that they're really attached to or get used to being without that person, even if they chose to end the relationship, that they're still struggling with some of that loss feeling and trying to move on with their life at the same time. So it's, what do you pay attention to now? So sometimes people come into the group and they're like, I'm having such a great week. There's a bunch of things that have uplifted me. And then they have a flashback of something that has been very painful that they've had to deal with losing, whether it's sort of the picture of family that they created with their partner, or just maybe the home they lived in. And then the loss feeling comes again. So is there a way to have both feelings? Was the question that came into the group. Was there a way to have both feelings, the joy and the loss? And how do you deal with going back and forth? So, people talked about, like, all day long, sometimes that's what's happening. Is they're going into, well, that was a nice moment. That was a nice lunch I had with someone, but then I'm back in my house by myself at the end of that. So my loneliness is coming up. We also talked about the idea about how there needs to be a time that they're just experiencing the relationship with themselves again and getting used to being by themselves. And this can be really challenging, especially if you've been in partnership for a long time. So, in one of my groups, people called this the year by themselves, and that it was an excruciating year. But what they learned was, at the end of it, they were actually really content with being by themselves, and that they actually relished it. And so, whether there's people in different stages of they can't tolerate time by themselves, or whether they're trying to make sure they have time by themselves, being able to hear other people's experience in the group has been really helping people think about things in a different way and pondering how to get through something that might feel so challenging. It's the power of group.